Would our greatest ally partner with our greatest threat? The US chose to open direct diplomatic channels with Russia without consulting the UK, despite knowing the economic punches the UK took to enforce sanctions, and in doing so undermined our efforts and legitimized the Russian regime. Would our greatest ally interfere with our democratic sovereignty? The president used his platform to overtly intervene in British domestic politics, to amplify a right-wing narrative on immigration, to attack our Prime Minister, to call out our armed forces. People who had bled next to American soldiers in Afghanistan, in Iraq, in wars all across the globe, usually led by the US, he was calling them toy soldiers. These are people who died for him. Would our greatest ally actively contribute to the energy shocks destabilizing our economy? The US allied with Israel to launch an attack on Iran. The UK wasn't consulted, wasn't warned, and woke up to national disruption. Iran had openly signaled how it would respond by creating chokeholds of roughly a fifth of global oil and gas, when effectively blocking the Strait of Hormuz. The US continued to attack, despite knowing the impact it would have on the UK and a bunch of its other allies. The UK gas prices doubled in barely a week. We heard warnings of bills rising by £500. Inflation, which had been easing towards 2%, jumped to 3.3%. The burden fell hardest on those stretched by the cost of living. All of this happened without a call to Downing Street. The US, the world's largest oil and gas producer, absorbed almost none of the economic fallout. The US acted, the UK paid. For that to be our greatest ally, I wouldn't know where to begin to describe an enemy. When we argue that the US is our greatest ally, we always fall back on the idea of a special relationship.